Assalamualaikum everyone. Class 7. Um, Today it's a bit awkward because I am not able to join you all in a live session. The reason to this is that I have to attend a head office meeting, which is why I won't be able to. And meeting is at the same time as your class is like from 12 to 12:30. So that's why I'm coming online this way. I am recording my lecture, and I hope that you find it informative. And if you have any queries and questions about this lesson, then you can consult me. Either you can send me a WhatsApp message, or you can ask in classroom, but make sure that I won't be able to answer you all from uh, 12 o'clock, sorry, from 12:30 till 2:30. All right, so because I'll not be available in that time. Okay, so boys, today we are going to conduct an experiment. It's a wheel-based experiment. It is very easy. I asked everyone to download an app in your devices. If you're using iPhones, or if you're using iPads, or if you're using tablets, or if you're using smartphones, then there are apps. There is the app link which I've shared with you. And if you are not using a device like a smart device and you're using a laptop instead, then you can just click that link which is given in your classroom assignment, and you will be guided to all the instructions which are given for conduction of experiment. Now, I am here to demonstrate you the entire experiment because I also demonstrated it before, but because definitely I won't be live and I'm recording this session, that's why I'll be doing the entire experiment, and I'll try that you all understand it and you do it at your home uh, in a good way, in a good manner. Now, boys, Science Journal app is an app with which we can conduct different experiments using different sensors. It uses the sensors of your device only. Okay, so you don't need any extra material for it. For instance, if you need extra material, that extra material will only be some household items, all right, which are easily available at home. I won't bother anyone to go to shops and buy something or buy any equipment like that. So, but I prefer that when you will be conducting this experiment on your own, do record your videos. All right, small videos, 1 to 3 minute videos. It is on today's activity is only of 30 minutes in total. Okay, so 15 to 30 minutes. So I'd like you to make a video of your own and also get the screenshots. One more very important thing is this, that please watch the video link of tutorial. I have made that video on my own to guide you all on how to use Science Journal app. Science Journal is basically an app. It has different sensors, all right, and we use different sensors to measure different things. For example, our topic is measuring motion, so the Science Journal app also contains an accelerometer, which measures the speed of an object, of a moving object. Okay, so it measures different types of speeds: linear speed, or upward, downward movement, sideways movement, and horizontal movement and vertical movement. Okay, so you only need your device for it. No need to panic about that. Okay, so let's get started with it. First of all, I would like to present the instructions to all of you. All right. Okay, I have started presenting. Okay, now guys, I hope that it is visible to everyone. All right. So getting started with motion. This is actually the experiment which I have shared with you in Google Classroom app. Okay, it's a 15 minutes activity, boys, and the only thing you need is your cell phone. One more thing, that these are only the instructions, all right, and you have to follow these instructions to carry out your experiment. So I'll recommend you all to please write down these instructions on a piece of paper, because when all of these instructions will be with you on a piece of paper, it would be easier for you to find out everything and to carry out the entire experiment. So getting started with motion using the accelerometers to investigate movement. It's a total 15 minutes activity. How are we going to do it? You're going to try this now. If you watch my tutorial video, I have shared in that video that how can you use different types of sensors which are available in the Google Journal Science Journal app. Okay, so first watch that video and then come up to this lesson. All right, so very first thing you're going to do here is you're going to open your accelerometer X by finding the X icon in the sensor drawer and press to open. Okay, so the very first thing which we are going to do is that we will open our science journal app. Okay, it is my device and I'm opening my science journal app. Now see, this is my science journal app right here. Now, what am I going to do is that I'm going to press on this add icon, all right? And when I'll press on this add icon, this screen is going to appear right in front of me. I'll share the pictures of this screen with you, okay? So when the screen pops in front of you, this one, just a second. All right, so we'll get started with the experiment. Right, this screen is the basic screen, basic interface of this app. We'll go to experiments. Okay, in cell phone it will be more easier. Okay, experiment has already been shared with all of you. So we are supposed to do this experiment. It's not. I'm really sorry. It's not actually opening up in my laptop. You can only read the instructions in laptop. Okay, so you cannot conduct the experiment in laptop because all the sensors which we have in this smartphone device. So that's why. All right. So basically, what we are supposed to do here is that the very first instruction is, that is why I am asking you to write down the instructions on a piece of paper so that you can do all of these things on your cell phone or with your cell phone. say. Okay, so the first instruction is open accelerometer X. I'll show it to you just a moment. Then place the phone flat on a table or surface. Put the phone in graph mode. I'll show everything to you. Try the following experiments, repeating each motion a few times while you watch the graph. Okay? Slide the phone to left and right, slide the phone towards and away from you, lift the phone straight up off the table, and then place it back down. For which motion do you get the highest value? Similar thing, similar steps are we going to do for accelerometer Y and for accelerometer Z. Okay, now I have read all my uh, basically basic. I've read my all basic instructions. Now I will start conducting this experiment on my cell phone. All right. So just a second. Okay, boys. So this is my cell phone with me. It's the setting. Okay. I hope that it's visible to all of you. I'm really sorry about that. Alright, so this is my cell phone, boys. This is the Science Journal app right over here. I'll open my Science Journal app. This interface is going to pop up right in front of you. I know that it won't be visible properly. Okay, so then what am I supposed to do? There is small add icon right at the bottom over here. This icon. You are going to press this icon, and when you press this icon you're going to come across this interface. All right, this interface, this is the experimental interface. Now on the upper side it's written untitled experiment. Then over here you can record your observations. Then over here you can write down the observations for recording. Now what are we going to do? Very first thing, they were saying us that open accelerometer X, remember. So we are going to press this icon, which is right over here next to the observations icon. See, now these are all the sensors which I have. The very first sensor is light sensor. Then we have two sensors for sound. And after sound, we have accelerometer sensors. Okay, so this is a small X right over here on the top of it. It is the fifth icon from the start. It is the fifth icon. So you are going to press the fifth icon. Once you will press the fifth icon, the sensor is going to open right in front of you. Okay, so the instructions were given that when you open your sensor, you will what what the very first thing you are going to do is you are going to place your phone on a flat table. All right, and when you place your phone on the flat table, a graph is actually appearing right over here, right in front of this screen. You won't be able to view it properly, but you see that it's somehow visible. A graph is being formed. All right, and here is this recording button. We will, when we want to record our observations, we'll press this button, and then the observations will start recording. Okay. So the very first instruction, place your phone on a straight thing, on a straight table. If your phone is covered, please make sure that it is straight. It has to be straight to get accurate results. When it will be straight, when you put it straight on the table, the exact value is going to be 0 meter per second because it is not moving. It is stationary at a point. All right. It can show errors like mine is showing minus 0.1 or minus 0.2. Okay, so it can show different, it can show errors, human errors are there. And that's it can happen. Okay, so ignore that. Now, they asked me to move my device. In instructions, it was given that you are going to move your device sideways, you're going to move your device upwards and downwards, and then you're going to lift your device and you're going to put your device back down. Okay, so we are going to follow all these three steps, and for each step, we will record it as well. All right, so we'll start recording. Uh, So the very first step is moving the cell phone sideways. First, I am going to tap my recording button on. When you will start recording, make sure one thing that when you start recording your measurement, when you press this red button, it shows a timer. All right, and you have to fix the time interval. If you are moving, if you want to move it from right to left, you will take either 10 seconds to move it from right to left, and you will record it for 10 seconds or 15 seconds, but fix the time. It should be 10 to 15 seconds, but fix the time. All right, you will fix the time for the for getting the value. So I am going to take the movement for 15 second first movement. Very firstly, I'll press this recording button, which is right in front of my screen. It's a red button. Okay. So, alright. I hope it's visible to everyone. Now I have pressed my red button. Once I'll press my red button, I'll start its movement. Okay. Now, moving left, moving right, moving left, moving right, moving left, moving right. Alright, and I am getting the reading. I got the reading for 10 seconds. Alright, and when I will stop, once the 10 seconds are over, a timer is going to appear over here. And when you will see that 10 seconds are over or 10 seconds is coming up, then you will press the recording button again to stop the recording. Okay, so here I am ended up with this graph. This is your recording. Okay, so this is my first recording of sideways movement. It is going to appear in front of this graph in the form of this graph, and you are going to, boys, you will, when you will be ending up with your experiment, I have told you before that do make your videos and also share uh, these screenshots of the results with me. All right, because that is your assignment actually for today. Okay, so the next step was to move it upwards and forward and backward movement. Again, I am first. I'll place this cell phone in the center and stationary. And when I'll get the minimum value, value is appearing, boys. Value is appearing right over here. You can see it over here. See, this is the value which you are getting in meters per second. Alright, so you'll place your phone on the table, start recording, and then start measuring. Press the recording button. Again, I am going to record it for 10 seconds. Okay, started the recording. Then I've started moving it upwards, backwards, upwards, backwards, upwards, backwards. Okay, now in the second recording, again, I have got I have received my second draft right over here in the observation list. Okay, now because boys, accelerometer X it only measures left and right movement. That is why it is not, you will not receive, or you will not get proper results for forward and backward movement using sensor accelerometer X. My first recording showed that my minimum value was minus 1.4 and my maximum value was 1.6. This is in meters per second. Alright, while my second value shows that my maximum value is zero point 0.5 and my minimum value is minus zero point 0.7. It is showing these readings because of some human errors. Definitely, these are sensors, and they cannot always give you too much accuracy. Okay, so that is why it is showing some value. It has to show some value. That's the reason for it. But it doesn't mean that the basic purpose of the accelerometer X is to measure the sideways movement. Okay. So then they asked us to lift the phone up and down, right? The third step was lifting the phone upwards and downwards in order to first we'll start the recording, and then we'll start lifting the phone upwards, and then we'll go down, then we'll move up, and then we'll go down. Again, we are going to do this for another 10 seconds. Okay. Do remember that if you are uh, using the 10-second interval for one recording, you will use 10-second interval for all your recordings. All right. So these are my recordings. My three graphs are right over here. This is of recording three. This one is recording of two. This one is of recording one. Okay, so I have gotten all my three graphs with a minimum value, with an average value, and with a maximum value. All right. Again, you are going to go to these sensors. Okay, the next step is going to these sensors again, and here it was opened accelerometer X sensor, but we'll move back. Okay, right from this button we are going to open all the sensors again, and then now we are going to try these three steps again using accelerometer Y, which is right next to X. Okay, again we will do the same process. What are we going to do? The purpose of accelerometer Y is to record up, forward, and backward movement. Okay, and there is another accelerometer which is named as accelerometer Z, right next to accelerometer Y. Accelerometer Z measures the vertical movement of your cell phone, this movement. The accelerometer Y is going to measure this movement, forward and backward movement on a stationary table. Alright. So again, what are we going to do? We are going to open our accelerometer Y. Alright. Then we'll place our phone in the straight center. Okay, we'll start recording, and then we'll move our phone forward, and we'll move our phone backward, and again forward, and again backward, and again forward, and again backward. Okay, until we get reading for 10 seconds. Okay, and then again you can use the accelerometer Y to measure sideways movement. Again, I will start recording. I will move my phone from left to right like this, all right, for 10 seconds, and then when the 10 seconds are over, I'll stop it. All right, and then again my third reading is going to be the lifting of the phone. So I'll start recording and start lifting the phone, and I'll move the phone upwards and downwards and upwards and downwards. All right, and then when the 10 seconds are over, I will stop it. Okay, and I am getting all these graphs over here, boys. These are the readings of all the experiment which you are conducting. So recording is must. All right, again you are going to use, again go to the sensors, move downwards, tap sensor accelerometer Z. Accelerometer Z is for this movement, measuring this movement. in meters per second. It measures in meters per second. All right. Again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my phone straight on the table, and then I'm going to press the recording button, and then I will start lifting my phone, and I'll start moving my phone upwards and downwards. Like, all right, and I will do this process for another 10 seconds. Then I will stop the recording, and here I am with my graph. All right. Again, you can use the sensor for like this. You can also use it to move your lift your phone like this. But before lifting your phone, start recording and then move your phone from in this manner. All right, for another 10 seconds. Let's stop the recording. Now, boys, you will get approximately total 9 recordings of this entire experiment. All right. I want 9 recordings of this entire experiment. 3 recordings for accelerometer X, 3 recordings for accelerometer Y, and 3 recordings for accelerometer Z. Okay. You can also do it in any other use any other movement. Okay, these are the simple movements to conduct this experiment. But if you want, you can also use different other movements. So today we have used accelerometer X, Y, and Z to measure speed of this moving object in meters per second. And our moving object was our own cell phone. All right. So I hope that it is very clear to everyone. Yes, one more very important thing is that boys, this experiment is unnamed. It is said they're saying that it is untitled. Give it a title. Press this pen icon right over here, and when you press this pen icon, it is going to show you this screen to add your title. Okay, I am going to add my title as motion. Okay, because this is an experiment in which we are measuring motion, or you can also add the title measuring motion and then press this tick button right on the top. So now our experiment is over. When you go at the back here, you will get your the experiment title was motion. So the very first experiment means my latest experiment is going to be right in front of me on the top. This is my experiment. You can, whenever you like, you can open this experiment and you can see all your results which you have conducted while you were conducting this experiment. All right. I hope that it is clear to all of you. Do conduct this experiment at home. It is easy. It's not difficult at all. If you have any questions or queries, you can ask me. But I'm telling you again that I won't be available from 12:30 to 2:30. So if you want to ask me any questions, then ask me after 2:30. All right. I'll be available for you guys after 2:30. Okay. The assignment for today is that you are going to share with me a video of your experiment and screenshots of your results. All right, of your recordings. There should be, again, I'm telling you that there should be 9 recordings totally. And I want the screenshots of all those 9 recordings. All right. Now, thank you so much